Welcome back to our Dream in the Woods. Eric and I are working out here today. We're going to put the last of the timbers up on the north end, and so we're trying to remember all the steps. Got as many of the upper girts put on over the last couple days, so that project is not really, kind of near completion. I ran out of those 2x8s, so I'm going to mill some of them, more of those up. I also planed a bunch of 6x6s that will go in as posts. I don't have enough of those, so I need to mill those up, so I have to get the mill running here before long. So let's get to it.
So what do you got here? The two beams, the two posts, the two rafters?
Yeah, there's an extra rafter.
Is that what this
Yeah,
is?
so one extra rafter, two beams, two posts. Yeah, so 6 pieces left. And they're going out here. This is kind of an exposed outside bent that's going to be covered. That's going to support the deck, upper deck there, and then just kind of be covered area prior to going into the garages. And then eventually on this end over here, I'm going to put a little piece of concrete in and enclose this section. And this will kind of be just outside storage, and then I think this is where the AC unit will sit also. So anyway, nice day. We're back to summer. It's actually Labor Day weekend, so happy Labor Day. So doing a little different on this outside post. I wish I would have done it on the 2 center posts, but just ran out of time. Doing just basically a tar wet patch roof leak repair, and so tarring the bottom of that post, and because that will be exposed on these brackets outside. So I don't know, maybe I can try to figure out how to maybe do the outside of those bigger posts. We'll see. That'll be another day. These will be somewhat closed in, but anyway, gonna do it with these 2 outside posts anyway. So this is a pretty short post, still working off of our original elevations. And so this post on this end minus 30 inches and 5/16. So hopefully our math is right on that. Eric is figuring out how to make these in line. Not as easy as the other ones because they're all the same elevation, but gonna run a string line and make them straight. So Yeah, it's nice to see completion on this side. So that's the final one. Good looking joint. So kind of figuring things out again. So the second one should go even faster, and that'll all kind of be exposed underneath the roof. So be good to look at. So just had some lunch, getting back at it. The last timber going up. Kind of the last timber of the bent system. So we got the post and the beam in. One more rafter beam, and we'll call the bents complete, even though they need some posts and some bracing and staircase and front porch, and all kinds of other things. This is a completion of something, so that's awesome. Well, nothing too dramatic as far as completion of all the bents, but they're done. Well, the beams are up, all the timbers are up, I guess. So we have that timber there that was extra, that probably won't be used. We just deemed this one as too twisty. And then there's a couple of other timbers over there that aren't going to be used. I'll show you that. So this is the pile of timbers that are left over, kind of a hodgepodge. Those bottom ones on the left, one's an 8x8 and an 8x10, and I had made those special. At one point I thought I could support the balcony with those, but that has since proven wrong. So of all the timbers milled, that's the extra pile plus that one. So got a lot of empty lumber bunks now. The plan has come to fruition, I guess. So about 140 timbers in that structure, and it looks like the cut list was pretty accurate to only have that amount of timbers as being left over. So I feel pretty fortunate of that, and we didn't have to, cull very many either. So but end of a project. Lots to do. Still have all my true 2x6s there, and then a pile of long 2x6s that'll go on the gable ends. Some 1x material there, 1x10s down there, little board and bat. So still plenty of lumber around, but nothing like it was before. It's been a couple days. Still on the Labor Day weekend. This is Labor Day. We've been working over at Erik's place, getting there's some sheeting up on his garage, and so that's kind of what we've been doing the last couple days. I have some time this evening. I'm going to try to set these 4 brackets that'll receive a post for the garage doors, and so just a matter of setting them up. I would run a string line across and then space them out appropriately. The garage door place said he wants it to be a half finished product, a 1/2 inch under the dimensions. So this will have a 12-foot garage door by 10 feet, and then this one will be a 9x8. So nice big garage doors. So that's what I'm trying to get done in the last little bit of this weekend. Did some cleaning out here, looks a lot nicer. Whole structure is looking good. Now that all the timbers are up, organizing some work parties for next weekend, or the next stretch of days I have off, and hopefully see a lot of girts going up and floor joists that'll go in this section here. So let's get to it. See if I can get these in the ground or in the concrete. All right, got the first one lined up. Determined that I needed 9 foot 2 1/2 inches. That should accommodate the posts being centered in that bracket. It's just a 6x6, and then a 1-inch trim board on the inside, or the inside of the door, and then that should give me a 1/2 inch narrow, which is what the garage door installer asked for. And then doing these Mongo wedge bolts, those are 3/4 inch, 5.5 inches. So we'll try to get those in. It's always that first one's a little difficult as far as trying to get it centered and not move the bracket, but we'll at least see if we can get them in. Ended up running out of daylight, but I got the first 2 brackets in. So those are a bit overkill as far as the brackets go for their purpose, but there's a pure, an 18-inch sonotube at least 36 inches down below it, under 6 inches of concrete. So it's meant for a post. With those posts being so close together, the main one is going to carry most of the load. But that's what the plan's called for, and it kind of keeps the spacing, keeps that post up off the ground and secure for sure. So, looks good. Main thing is taking the time to get your measurements correct and putting those brackets in square. Yeah, that wasn't much of a video. I've been working, but not necessarily on the barn house, barn dominium. But got a few things done. Getting the last timbers up and getting that cleaned up feels good. Gonna set those posts. Gonna be working on putting girts up all over the place, especially after we get some of those posts in. And then the 2 lower walls of the eave side. We're going to try to put in some 2x6 floor joists on the east side. That'll end up being kind of a drop ceiling in there, and then we can run utilities and such in that space. So that's all up for this coming weekend. Going to try to get a couple crews together. Going to order windows, going to order metal, going to order all the zip sheeting. So we're going to spend some money this week, tens of thousands of dollars, and so should have lots of action coming up in the next month. This structure should look a whole lot different. So goal is to be dried in by November 1st. We'll see. Working hard, getting after it, but lots to do. Appreciate everyone watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.